Mm-hmm. Hey, I have to do this thing. So I figured that since nobody's ever actually on right when it first starts, that I would do the thing that I have to do real quick. Because, oh, and look, I pushed the wrong button. Derp, derp. There we go. That way I could do this now so that when people are watching, I'm not saying stuff that people are just going to ask me to repeat. Hi, Chew. How are you doing? Good to see you, bro. I love how you're always Johnny on the spot, man. It actually makes me nervous if there's a day when you're not here first thing. All right. Let me restart this and then have a break. And a munchy munch. So, what is happening today? So this morning, I went and met Marta Demmel at the Back Lounge in Dublin, which you may know from such things as the Merkins, whenever we've had a thing. And yes, I am wearing a ginormous scarf because it's cold and it was raining. And this is like the longest scarf ever, but I love it. Hi, Joe. What's happening? So, Marta and I had a great chat, hung out for a bit. And I'm still kind of in awe about how she has everything organized. Like, could you imagine raising kids, being in a band, running a bar, and also having some kind of a life? Like, it's kind of crazy. Joe, you need the cold weather in Singapore? Is it hot and humid over there right now? Is it? Like, why? Oh, Pacific Rim, right? It's summer for you guys, like in Australia right now. Sorry. It takes me a minute to think about how far over around the circumference you are. But yeah, I have never been to Singapore. I've never been to Asia. I've never been on the continent of Asia, and I have no idea how to make that happen anymore. Because this year I did not plan to go to England, but here we are. I feel like it's the biggest event in metal kind of ever. And I really need to go. Oh, I bet you missed the Bay. Dude, it was gorgeous yesterday. That's what I'm kind of bummed about today. Today it's all stormy and gross again. And I guess that's why I was feeling super goth when I woke up. And but tomorrow the sun comes back and it stays all weekend. Yay! Hey, Marlon. You're having lasagna for dinner? I gotta be honest. I'm like so on lasagna. Of the Italian pastas, I should say, lasagna is not near the top of my list. I would never order lasagna at an Italian restaurant because I feel like there's so many other things that could be done better. That said, I will never walk past a lasagna without eating it because it is good. I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I have to go to the grocery store on the way home because I am running out of food. Last night for dinner, I ate a can of tuna. I'm kidding. I mean, not. I didn't just eat tuna out of a can like a sad person. I made like a really nice tuna salad thing with like nuts and seeds and avocado and tomato and pickles and stuff. It was actually really good. But thanks to the mercury in the oceans, you can't be eating fish more than like 2-3 times a week, and especially canned fish. And then I also try not to eat canned stuff whenever I can avoid it. So I got to get on something. Woo, what's going on? Hi, Kardik. You love apples too? I didn't didn't think I loved apples. I was super lukewarm on apples. You know what it turned out? I just needed these apples to be bite size. It is a whole other world now that these apples are snacking sizes on account of, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a big person. I'm a big lipstick wearer. So to try and go and bite into an apple puts lipstick lines across my nose and chin, which means I will never eat apples in public or after I've put lipstick on. However, also, I don't like when apples get mushy. Like those apples have to be crisp as shit. But if you just keep them in the fridge, that happens. General Obvious. Tuna. Big tuna fan? Like legit? Or are you just joking? Because I was going to say, there's this company called High Seas. And yes, they do put the high in high seas. And they're out of Seattle. And I think they still ship. I haven't ordered from them in a minute because my sister brought down a shipment for me from Seattle when she was visiting last. And they make the single greatest line. It's like they actually own the ship, and they go out and catch the tuna and process it all on the same day and can it immediately. And the canning operation is right there, practically on the docks. So if you are somebody who likes tuna, High Seas, trust me. Hey, Alfredo, what's happening? Welcome. Brad, you are not late. You were right on time, I guess. I just got here, so you're not missing anything except for me eating apples. Kardik, what do you mean have I ever eaten biryani? With as much as I talk about Indian food, you're wondering if I've ever had it? Of course I have. It's delightful. Hi, Justine. Kardik, yeah. Well, you don't have to wear lipstick to not have to want to eat a whole apple, especially the way, I don't know. It's also hard to like refrigerate the apple. Plus this way, here's another thing. This is going to sound ridiculous, but there is a skin to apple ratio that is necessary, like a skin to meat ratio that is necessary for apples to still taste good. And when you are eating an apple, like from the whole fruit, you're eating the skin off first, and then you're kind of left with like meat around the core that you don't want to eat because there's no skin attached to it. And this resolves that problem. I'm not saying I'm a picky eater. I'm just saying I'm a particular eater. Dan, you like Korean pears? They're all right. I think they're more of a novelty. You're talking about those pears that look like apples. They're like a pale green and they're lightly speckled, and they always come in like they come in like a sleeve kind of thing. And they cost more for no reason. I mean, except for obviously the importing. The Asian pear. Yeah, I've tried them, and they don't taste so particularly good or better or different to me that I would buy them. I literally just squirted apple juice all over the front of my computer. Sorry. Justine, you can't wait to hear the new interview with Marta? Thank you. I think it's a good one. We mostly focus on her and her band Bleeding Through, and how they were a band and then they stopped being a band and now they're a band again. And this time around, Marta's been way more involved in the writing, recording, musical process. And we talk a lot about that. General Obvious. You're saying spicy food stimulates hair growth? I wonder what kind of ratio that is, because if that were true, I would have like huge amounts of hair coming out of me all over the place because I love spicy food. I mean, I have, like, as a matter of, like, I buy Costco hot sauce I buy sriracha from Costco. I buy Cholula from Costco. I put fresh jalapenos on all kinds of stuff. And when I can't find fresh jalapenos, I put the jar ones. Oh. Kartik, I've never heard of anyone being a fan of biryani rice, but good on you. I mean, it's not hard to make and it's delicious. So yeah. Justine Chasta played Slow Ride. Oh, I'm glad you got to hear it. Kartik, you used to sell knives for Cutco, and you have a beloved paring knife that you use whenever you eat certain fruits, apples in particular. You know, isn't it always like that on TV shows and movies when somebody's eating an apple and they're like slicing it with a paring knife and they do that slice across? But you know they're never eating the whole apple. And who peels an apple and then eats it? Gross. Like the skin is where A, all the nutrients are, and B, all the flavor, plus the crispness. Like apples without skin need to be baked and drowned in sugar and cinnamon. Yes, Dan, juicy apple. Justine, you hate the apples that have the powdery texture? Yeah, no, that's gross. Nope, not doing those apples. Alfredo, am I going to go to the Dream Theater gig in San Jose? Well, the only thing I hate more than driving to San Jose is a Dream Theater concert. So no. Fun fact. I'm not trying to be a dick. I really do hate both of those things. The first concert I ever left early was Dream Theater. Because I was that bored. I was like, really? This is it? Okay. I liked the radio hit. And now I'm here just like really disappointed. It was at the Stone. And it must have been like, geez, 1993? 2? Maybe 94. Somewhere between 92 and 94. Because I remember I was working at the record store when we went. And I want to say it was like Dream Theater and Saigon Kick and somebody else. Probably one of Dean Del Rey's bands. For those of you that don't know, Dean Del Rey, who is now a comedian, used to be Dean Del Rey in a bunch of Bay Area bands and also booked the Stone so that whenever a national act came through, his band got to open for them most of the time. But yeah, they were just awful. It was just so awful that and up until that point, I was always like, I was that kid who was like, if I ordered this from a restaurant, I'm eating every bite of it because I paid for it. And I was the same way with concerts. You know, if I paid for the ticket, I'm staying till the very end. Nope, not that one. I looked at my roommate and I was like, do you want to just go? It's a long way back to Vacaville. And she was like, oh, thank God, let's go. Now, that doesn't mean that I hate Dream Theater. I just am not a fan. And I have seen them since. I forget what they were on, some kind of package bill at Concord Pavilion once, and I watched a few songs and then got bored and left. You know, they just don't do it for me. Justine, it's funny how you don't know a lot of the bands or artists, but you listen and watch the interviews anyway. It's like you're getting to know people. John, you're going to see Howard Jones and ABC at the Masonic? I'm jealous. I kind of wanted to check that out. But then I also only like a handful of songs from each band. Plus, I have to go to the grocery store on the way home. I'm still torn between going to Whole Foods so that I can pick out my own stuff and using the free Whole Foods delivery that I have right now on this like introductory offer or whatever. Or going to Costco because Costco has almost everything that I need, except I need like milk. I'm not getting milk at Costco. I'm not getting animal products at Costco. I take that back. There's a couple of cheeses I'll get, but milk and meat, not so much. I will get crab at Costco. Sometimes tuna. Okay, in my head, it makes sense, right? But when I say it out loud, when it comes out of my mouth, it sounds like kind of crazy. Dan, have I ever had a blackberry cider? I don't think so. I know once I was at the Blackbird Diner and I had a blackberry shake. Kartik, you always eat the peel. It's weird, but you also eat the kiwi peel. Yeah, that is weird. You like Dream Theater, but you have to be in the mood for it. Yeah, me too. Like that mood is usually asleep. I don't know. There's just no mood in my life yet where I have wanted to hear more than two Dream Theater songs in a row. I'll watch a song, I'll go to the bar, I'll come back, I'll watch a song, I'll go home. That's me in Dream Theater. It's just the way it is. Alfredo, it's close to your house. You just want to check them out. Check them out. Don't let me color your impression. I mean, we could have totally different tastes and stuff, you know? Prague is hit or miss with me, you know? Hi, Brett. How are you doing? Kartik, you like Dean Del Rey? He does good interviews. Yeah. Oh, and he's got a podcast. I mean, but I just assume everyone has a podcast. So, General Obvious, you are not a fan of Dream Theater, but you like their music in DB's movie History of Trunks. I don't think I know that. Hi, Kevin. My interview was great. I mean, Marta and I are already friends, and I think we have like a mutual admiration for each other. So honestly, I was just really happy to go hang out with her this morning. And it was actually to the point where I was like, okay, we have to turn on the camera now. Hold on. But yeah, she's a great person. She's super smart and funny and talented, and what's not to love, right? So I hope you guys like the interview. I hope I asked her some good questions. I think she gave some great answers. Dan, you love the chicken bake at Costco? Well, Dan, you like McMuffins. I'm not saying you have no taste. I'm just saying that your taste is questionable. Brad, guess what? My show is always on when hockey is on. You watch both. Okay, thank you. I mean, honestly, this will be stored on my YouTube page and you could watch it anytime. So, whereas the hockey game is like a real-time thing, but also if you wanted to talk to me or ask me questions, then you would have to be here in real time and do both. Hockey is just like, for me, you know? I'm not mad at hockey, but I can't watch it on TV. Kevin, do I ever shop at Sprouts? No, we don't have a Sprouts anywhere. I think they finally put a Sprouts like in Walnut Creek, but that is still way too far. Your wife works at the Pinole store to try the smoothies. I should try the smoothies they do now. I think there is a Sprouts in Pacifica near Lindemar. So when the weather finally cooperates and I can get surfing again, maybe I'll get a smoothie at Sprouts. Although I got to be honest, as soon as I get out of that water, there's a burger joint right there next to the surf shop where I really want to go every time because they have this thing called the California burger. And it's like really good beef, like, you know, like the Nyman Ranch type stuff, and bacon and avocado. Like it's just a protein bomb of hot grease between bread, and God, it's delightful. And I'm the one who spent all of yesterday talking about how I won't go out and buy a burger, right? But like that burger, as soon as I get out of the, well, I mean, not as soon as I get out of the ocean, because as soon as you get out of the ocean, you got to wash off the salt water. Then you got to skinny out of the wetsuit, and then you got to put clothes on. And then I go there. You know what else we do that I love? And I don't know if I hope I don't get them in trouble for this, but there's like a grocery outlet right next door, and they have super cheap wine. So we'll go to the grocery outlet and get like a $6 bottle of wine with our burgers and fries, and it's awesome. I really miss surfing. Dan, there's a cider making place in your hometown that makes good blackberry cider. I would not be opposed to trying that, but also I'm not going to Chico. I might try and make it, especially because there's an apple tree in my neighbor's yard behind me. And every year they just let those apples fall. I don't think they do anything with them. And you know what else is funny is when those apples fall, they fall on this shed that they have. It's like a corrugated steel shed. And the apples are falling from like a height on the tree. And it sounds like gunshots. Boom. Every time an apple falls on this shed behind my house. I'm like, apple. Okay. If there ever was a shooting in my neighborhood, I would think it was apples. Cardiac, Metallica often has long songs, but the brilliance of Metallica is that they know how to keep you interested with something new in the song. You love progressive rock and metal a lot too, but sometimes the songs can drag on. Yeah. But honestly, I am a lot more forgiving about prog metal than I am about prog less than metal, prog hard rock. But also, I love Rush. I feel like Rush is the Metallica. Like Rush is to Metallica like Dream Theater is to Tool. Yeah, I don't like Tool. Sorry, guys. Not sorry. Feels so good to get that off my chest. People just automatically think I like Tool. I don't dislike them. I just don't like them. And then they're like, well, you never heard. And I'm like, oh, stop there. I saw Tool on the side stage at Lollapalooza. I've seen Tool at the Oakland Arena. I've seen Tool at the Paramount Theater. I've been to a lot of Tool shows. I've had Maynard in the backseat of my Camaro. They just don't do it for me. I'm not mad at them, but it's just like Dream Theater, right? I'll go in, I'll watch a song, I'll be like, let's go to the bar. I'll come back, I'll watch a song, I'll be like, let's go do something. Alfredo, you were just wondering if I was into him because I'm such a metal girl. You got tickets because, like you said, it's close to your house. Oh, yeah. Like I said, don't let me color your opinion. By all means, check out everything. You might love it. Lots of people do. Same thing with Tool, right? I'm just like, no. Somebody posted sorry, I dropped an apple seed and I don't want Lamont to get mad that there's something on the floor. Not that he's that nitpicky, but like, you just never know. And, we need to keep the studios clean because, I don't know, mice, maybe? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, I saw this t-shirt and it was like, and it said, I hate Tool, and it had the band's logo. And I was like, oh my God, I need that shirt. And then I went to read the fine print and the fine print was like, no, just kidding. Could you imagine? And I was all, oh, yeah, I can imagine. I can really imagine. Oh my God, Justine, you think apple skins are too rubbery and you peel them off? No, they're so good. Have you tried these cute bite-sized chunks that you put in the fridge and chill first? Because I think it makes all the difference. Kardik, Brad mentioned hockey. Hockey's not that big in California. It's much bigger in states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Is it big in Canada too? I know. We were one of the last, 30 years ago, we were one of the last expansion teams in hockey. And they have tried a lot to make hockey happen out here. And you would think that with the LA Kings being as big as they were, like the Gretzky dynasty and all that being in California, that we would have a bigger hockey presence in Northern California, but they have forgotten about our rivalry and how much we hate all things SoCal. I'm not saying that has everything to do with it. I'm just saying it's like, it just never caught on. We've tried like a couple different minor league hockey teams, and there have been like some kids hockey teams, but like ultimately Californians just shrug on hockey. I'll tell you this, I'll bet you there's more people that like hockey than go surfing. If that makes you feel any better. Brad, you say Nikki Live is the best, and I have got to tell you, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is what I would be doing if you weren't here. Except I would be talking to myself. Or I'd be texting somebody I know with the same thing. Of like, oh my God, did you hear this? Do you believe this shit? And I don't want to get all like, wait, what? Jacob talking about food. What about breakfast? What's my batter? Pancakes with flour, pancakes with cornmeal. What about muffins? I prefer waffles that I typically will make with a whey substitute. So what I'll do is I'll make yogurt from milk, and then when I separate the yogurt from the milk from the whey, I will take the whey and use that with flour, salt, and I think there's one more thing that goes into it, and make waffles, because I have some really cool waffle irons. Like I've got a Death Star waffle iron, I've got a Ruth Bader Ginsburg waffle iron, and then I will make a whole bunch of waffles all at once, and then I will put them in the freezer when I have a working freezer and save them for later. And then I will sometimes have them with syrup and sometimes have them with fruit compote and sometimes make a fruit compote syrup, depending. Sometimes I'll do whipped cream. Wow. Yeah, so that's my breakfast batter. Kevin, you're always looking for a good burger place. Yeah, I can't remember the name of this place, but I mean, it's the only burger joint next to the surf shop in Lindemar. Justine, now Dan has faith in your cooking abilities. See, we all want you to make your own McMuffins so that you're not eating McDonald's because it's garbage food. Kevin, you didn't peg me to be a surfer? Do you know how hard it is not to make a joke about pegging right now? If this was Ask a Hot Chick or Pandora was here, the two of us would need like 5-10 minutes to compose ourselves from laughing so hard. But yes, I am a terrible surfer. I have zero talent for it, but all the love for it. And about 10 or 12 years ago, I had an intern on the Metal Zone that was a surf instructor. And I kept telling him, God, I've always wanted to learn how to surf. It would be so cool. And he was like, I could teach you. And I was like, how? And he was like, it would be easy. And he like just kept at me and kept at me and kept at me until I was like, you really think I could do this? You know, because I was like 39 at the time, you know? And I was like, I'm 39 years old. I'm an old lady. How do you think I'm going to be able to do this? And he was like, you can do it. You know, he basically called me on my shit. And then one day we drove down to Santa Cruz together. And that was the single worst afternoon I ever spent trying on wetsuits. By the way, if you want to torture someone, have them try on wetsuits. We weren't allowed to try on the wetsuits with the zipper. No, it's the ones that you have to like peel yourself into and then birth yourself out of. But we finally found one that was the right one, and I got it. And then we literally went from the O'Neill shop to Pleasure Point and got in the water, and I went surfing for the first time. And then he and I would go in like once a week. I would meet him down at like Princeton Jetty where he lived. And he would take me out surfing and we would do like a whole surf sesh / lesson. And I really owe it all to him because I would have given up 100 times if he wasn't pushing me. Because there were times when I was like, am I going to die right now? I'm going to die. I'm probably going to die. Or I was going to freeze to death. Or like I was just trapped in this wetsuit and I couldn't get myself out of it. And he was like helping me peel out of the wetsuit because I had no arm strength left. And I was just like, I can't get out of this thing and I'm freezing. Jake, help me. So, yeah. If you've never seen me have a tantrum while whining, count yourself lucky because it's terrible. Cardiac Rush, yes. Fate's Warning. All bands that you love. Tool, you can appreciate, but again, you have to be in the mood. I love Rush. I couldn't care less about Yes or Fate's Warning. Sorry. And again, I've already explained Tool. Cardiac, you like live chats because we have fun discussions and it's mostly amicable. Mostly. That's why I'm always like shocked when like trolls show up and I'm like, really? Why do you want to come in and pee in my house? It's just rude. Kevin, you're not into Dream Theater. Tool, Limp Bizkit. What does Limp Bizkit have to do with that? You're a diehard metal thrasher guy, hard and heavy. Rah. I got news for you, bro. You can be both. It's true. I can go watch Cannibal Corpse. Actually, Meshuggah and Cannibal Corpse are playing together, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And then on the way home, I will be jamming like ABBA. Yeah. I mean, I think we're past the point now where you have to be true cult all the time. It's okay. Even Bailoff liked Rat on the down low. We're all pretty well past having to take ourselves that seriously. I hope. I really hope, because it's just not fun when everybody's trying to police each other about what's metal and what's not, and who's a poser and who and how you can't like that because that's not metal and blah, blah, blah. Whatever, dude. I'm over it. Justine, I should put a basket like the shopping baskets that I carry around the grocery store tied up to my fence and then make my neighbors put the apples in them. You know, I might do that. Or what I should do is, like, when the season hits and the apples start dropping, is I should walk around the block and knock on their door and be like, I just brought this basket over in case you'll let me go pick some apples between our mutual house, you know? I'm sure they would let me. And I could offer to bring them lemons because I usually have excess lemons. You know what I won't share is the pomegranates. I never have enough pomegranates. This year, my tree made like 2 pomegranates and the critters got to them before I could. Bastards. Kardik talking about me not being fond of Tool. You think hate is a strong word. There are some genres you hate, but they're pretty rare. I think it's all in the context. Funnily enough, hockey's pretty popular in Florida. Huh. That is funny. Maybe they're trying to escape that oppressive heat. Or just trying to escape the oppression in general. Michelle, are you Burkhold? Or are you talking about my scarf? I have my scarf. I had to take off my scarf for the interview because this would have been funny on camera, but I kept my gloves on at the back lounge because it was cold in there this morning. Oh, I think I just ate a piece of my own hair. Gross. Yep, there it is. Ah. Sorry. That was unpleasant. Brad, hockey big in Canada for sure. Again, thanks, Captain Obvious. I was being facetious. You knew that, right? Amy, for you, it's Queensryche. Todd doesn't do anything for you. Amy, this is where we differ entirely. Oh my God. I love Queensryche. Queensryche was one of my first shows because they opened for Metallica in like 1988. Sorry, brain fart. And we ended up meeting them at the show, after show, and hanging out, and then hanging out with them. Oh, do I have time to tell this? Did I ever tell you guys about the time Queensryche tried to kidnap me? I feel like I've told this story before. No? Yeah? Yeah, I have. You guys have heard it. At any point, when Queensryche broke up, Jeff was like way off the deep end. And I don't know if you saw that Queensryche Cabaret tour, but I was personally offended by it because it was such garbage. It looked like Jeff Tate was having a midlife crisis and forcing the band into it with him. And he's running around with like a drag queen that would have been heckled on a Tuesday night in the Castro, like just really, that was the best drag queen you could come up with, kind of doing these weird like park bench scenes and like there aren't words. There's got to be video out there. All I know is I was watching it and I was like, this is horrible. I am personally offended as a Queensryche fan, and I've been a Queensryche fan for a very long time. And I've driven to San Jose to see Queensryche. That's how you know I love a band. And it was terrible. And then I was upset when they split, but fortunately for me, they booked Queensryche on the Monsters of Rock cruise with Todd, not Jeff. And Queensryche came out with what I called the FU set list, where Todd was just playing like all the old stuff and just like hitting all the high notes. And the irony to that is that Todd Latour is I've been saying it wrong, right? It's Latore. Todd's a drummer who just kind of started singing and then was like, oh, I can do this Queensryche stuff. What? Yeah, and he's fantastic. And the band was so much happier without Jeff and his crazy. And I will, in Jeff's favor, I will say that after many years of him being persona non grata, he did come on the Monsters of Rock cruise a couple years ago. And everyone was pleasantly surprised that he was very nice. He was very amiable. He was nice to fans. He sounded good. So I'm hoping that, you know what? Everybody can just get along. They don't have to tour together. They don't have to do anything together. But I think everybody's kind of coming out of the lawsuit haze with a better outlook. I'm sure once Queensryche finishes paying Jeff off, if they haven't already, they'll have an even better outlook after that. But yeah, I love Queensryche. I'll go see him any chance I get. Oh, shit. Hold on. I didn't realize that was there. Come on. Show me the thing. Why won't this attachment open? There we go. One 3 1. Okay. 1 3 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 1 3 1. Oh, come on. 1 2 3. 1 2 2. 1 2 1. Oh, well, all right. It's gonna have to be that one then. Sorry, I didn't realize that there was a sponsor attached to this, and it was almost too late, and that would have sucked because you don't mess with the money. That was vile and disgusting, and I hope I never have to hear about it again. But the bright side is you'll want Tonelli. Oh, I can't say Tonelli. Sorry. Oops. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes. Insert all the sounds of a cat choking up a hairball because that is how I feel about that entire bit. Your Lamont Laughter at 10 After is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Save at Whole Foods Market. Get a 16-ounce package of no antibiotics ever, organic, 85% lean, grass-fed ground beef for $7.99 with Prime through February 4th while supplies last. Through February 4th. That can't be that. Where's the updated script if they want me to do a thing? How is it possible that there's a Whole Foods, but they're all out of date? What? All right, we'll just do this one just in case. You on all of that. Your Lamont Laughter at 10 After is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Get your produce essentials at Whole Food Market. Save on medium Hass avocados with Prime through February 4th. No, we're going to have to skip this. Oh, I was all worried about doing it, but there's no copy for it, so it's not going to be able to happen. Shoot. And I'm not seeing this wrong, right? Like there's no Whole Foods. Huh. Nope. It's not accidentally here, is it? Oh, is this it? There it is. Damn it. Can I still get it in there? That's what she said. Ew to all of that. Your Laughter at 10 After is sponsored by Whole Foods. Celebrate Valentine's at Whole Foods Market. Prime members get 20% off, no antibiotics ever. New York strip steak and sustainable wild-caught lobster tails through February 14th. Cook a romantic surf and turf dinner for your special date while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. Boom! I gotta make sure it happens. That was scary. So somebody put the copy I was supposed to read in the wrong folder online. Oh God. Phew. All right, what was that? 611. And then what was the other one? No, I think it was at 545. There it is. 543. Okay. Phew. It would have been a big, big deal if I had not gotten that on time. It's all fun and games until you lose the money. And then they're like, what? You did what? Sorry. There's too many layers of this, and the top layers are choking me. There we go. Now I can breathe again. Where'd we leave off? Hockey's big in Canada. Oh, right, Queensryche. Justine has the faith, Dan. We all got faith in you, bro. I think you can make a McMuffin. Kevin, I still don't have a working fridge. Well, technically, I have a working wine fridge, but I have just not bothered with the working fridge because I wanted to upgrade the electrical panel first. But it took me a while to secure the permit from the county to do the electrical panel upgrade, and then I had to get PG&E to shut off the electricity. But PG&E had this whole like questionnaire of things that I didn't know the answers to that I had to send to the electrician, right? But the electrician didn't get it because he was out of town for like a whole month of the holidays. And then when he got back into town, my contractor still hasn't sent him the list of things he needs to do for PG&E. And then in the interim, PG&E was like, we haven't heard from you, so we're closing your case. And I was like, what? What do you mean closing my case? Like, so now I have to go through the whole rigmarole with PG&E again to get the power shut off so that the guy can upgrade the panel. But then once he upgrades the panel, then I can buy a new refrigerator without worrying about that refrigerator, getting fried by the electrical panel issues. I think also, and this is fun, I think it has also killed my washing machine because I noticed that my washing machine now does some weird, funky electrical stuff. And no matter how many times I set it to be on cold, I pull my cashmere sweaters out of the washing machine from the hand wash cycle that was supposed to be gentle and cold, and they are warm, like they've been rinsed in hot water. And I'm just like, so now I need a new washer and dryer, a new dishwasher, and a new fridge, plus the electrical panel upgrade. And there's a tree that has to get removed. Homeownership is not for the faint of heart. This shit's going to cost like 20 grand. But I am still going to England, damn it. I know, priorities. So anyway, I did sit down with myself and go, what do I want? Do I want to live with a real refrigerator? Or do I want to go see Black Sabbath's last show? And I said to myself, I would rather go to England and see Black Sabbath's last show and live out of a wine fridge for another year if I have to. Hopefully I don't, but we'll see. And now you want waffles. I feel you on that, Michelle. Now I want a burger, super burger. Yes, I have a Death Star waffle iron. It was a gift from one of my former interns. Dan, you don't go to McDonald's always, but Carl's Jr. Dan. Fast food is all garbage. There are very, 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 very few fast food places that are not bad. Very few. Savoya, 32 days till the cruise. What do I think of Black Sabbath show deal? You're betting Ozzy 2 to 4 songs and the rest all special guest vocals. They're not getting your money. I'm going. I'm going regardless. Honestly, the whole bill underneath Ozzy and Black Sabbath is already amazing. Plus, the All-Star Jam lineup is amazing. If Ozzy never sings, I'm still going for one hell of a show. And Ozzy will be there because it's his benefit. So even if he can't sing, he'll still be there. Black Sabbath will still be there. And we'll be watching like Sammy Hagar sing Black Sabbath songs or whatever. And I'm fine with that. Some weird thing stuck in my scarf. I'm okay with it. I am, because, it's going to be amazing. Plus Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, Gojira. I can't remember who else, but everybody else, like tons and tons of people. It's going to be amazing. And the hope is that Ozzy will do 5 solo songs and 5 Black Sabbath songs, from what I hear. Whether he does or not remains to be seen. But if he's alive on the day that show happens, I will be there. Mark my words. It is my goal. Dan, it has a place in your heart and your arteries. Yeah, literally. Gross. Kirk should give me surfing lessons here, Rob. I've talked about surfing I've talked surfing with them. I've not talked about going surfing with them because Kirk and Rob are real surfers. Kirk and Rob surfed half pipe. Okay. Kirk and Rob can surf. They're not at professional level, but they're pro-am, right? If there was ever a pro-am surf tournament, the Kirk Rob team would win because they are that good. I am a little guppy out there who likes to paddle around in the shallow waves and catch the little ones. And like I could go surfing with Randy Bly. Randy and I were talking about this. We are totally fine with the little waves and hanging out and just being in the ocean and having a good day paddling around. Kirk and Robert are like big wave surfers. Like it's insane. I've seen video. You know, they have busted out the foam picks and I'm like, dude, seriously? Yeah. So it sounds like a good idea, but no. Nope. So much nope. It would be like me going, yeah, I had a super fun time hiking to the top of Mount Diablo and then being like, oh, Rob and Kirk should take you to Everest with them next time. It's like, it's almost the same. It's almost that level of like, it's almost that different in terms of a divergent skill set. Oh, I should make sure that we're good here. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, I don't want those back to back. No. Oh, God, these are all super slow. Hold on. Let's move something around here. Yeah, let's get that one out of the way. We are running out of time. You guys have made me super late. Yesterday, I spent 45 minutes just getting to the bridge because an accident happened right before I left here. And if I hadn't been late talking to you guys, I'd have been over the bridge before it happened. And I was super bad. I don't know if you know what it's like to just, it's already an hour each way commute, but to add like another 45 minutes in a stick shift of just inching your way through downtown is a special kind of hell. Dan, you love your R2-D2 popcorn popper that you got for your birthday last year? I'm down with that. Martin, hi. What do I think about a final chapter in Villa Park in Birmingham, England on July 5th, last concert of Black Sabbath? I think I need to go. I think I didn't see your comment, but I probably answered it before I saw it just now, huh? Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. Kardik, you couldn't agree more. You love all genres of metal, from hair metal to black metal. Music is universal. Yeah. Justine, you love that I love jive talking. Oh, you saw me talking to Steve Gorman about that. Jive talking is my jam, dude. With all of your jive talking. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm glad that song made it into your ears because it's a good one. Michelle, we love the back lounge. I saw the drum chalk thing that Phil made recently. It was awesome. It's so cute in there. And I was just telling Marta today, I was like, you know, every time I go to the back lounge, it's always so crowded. I really don't see the decor, but the drumstick lights that are above the bar and then the drums that are above the pool table, it's very cool in there. Dan was hooked on back lounge karaoke. Aw, heart you. Queensryche, Metallica, Faith No More toured together. How killer would that have been? It would have been. Except I think Faith No More didn't last on that tour, right? I think Faith No More like kind of got themselves kicked off the tour. But when I say themselves, I think Mike Patton kind of got Faith No More kicked off that tour, but I don't know if I'm thinking of the right one. No, wait. Faith No More was on the Metallica Guns N' Roses stadium tour, and then they kind of got booted for body count, right? After they had to reschedule some dates because of James getting pyroed. Queensryche, Metallica, Faith No More toured together. I don't think it came through the Bay, which is ironic. Because I don't think Faith No More opened for Metallica and Queensryche when they played at the Cow Palace in '88 when I saw them. And then I saw them the next night at Arco Arena. That's when they tried to kidnap me. If you want to hear that story, remind me another time. I'll tell it. It's too late today. And Dan's, I'll tell the story. All right. Let's see. Marlon, you had 5 apple trees, but you're down to 1 because of blight. Oh, that is awful. And a pear tree. Is there a partridge in your pear tree, Marlon? Okay. The pears are awesome. Really? Have you tried poached pears? I don't really like pears very much, but poached pears are good. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Brad, they're still hacking on Elon Musk. Oh, God. Well, I mean, he deserves it on every front. Rodney, Queensryche is in Vegas a lot, and Jeff is coming in November. Fun. Amy, you'd rather go down the water slides than see Todd sing? I would rather do both. Mike, the Reich tour you wouldn't shoot. Tate in the gold Speedo and his wife and daughter and Slink. Oh, was that his wife and daughter in that? God, you know what I'm talking about, right? It was awful. Again, as a Queensryche fan, I was offended. I practically yelled at Parker one day. I was like, you were on that. How could you let that happen? And he was like, I had no choice. We all had no choice. And I was like, I can't believe you guys went along with that. It was insane. And he was like, it was the only way Jeff would tour. And I was like, I don't care. It hurt me as a Queensryche fan. And if that's the case, then it probably hurt the band across the board because I didn't want to go to another Queensryche show after that. I was like, if this is what they're going to do, nope. How much time do I have? No. Okay. Hang on a sec. Nope, that's not the thing. This is the thing. Get your cowbells out for Don't Fear the Reaper on 107.7 The Bone. I'm Nikki Blakk, and Aerosmith bassist Tom Hamilton is not waiting around to find out whether or not Steven Tyler is going to be able to handle another show. He is out with his new band, Close Enemies. Their first single, Sound of a Train, came out a couple weeks ago, and their second single is coming out on February 28th. It's going to be called Inside Out. Okay, we got whoa, don't drop the headphones. We got 5 minutes. Justine, you were wondering why it sounded like I was going off the cuff because you thought the commercials were written down. Yeah. Yep. Oh, we fixed it. Amy, yum, peanut butter and apple. Oh, yeah. I'm super into peanut butter and apple. Not mad at cheese either. Or caramel. Blame Lamont. Thanks, Justine. But no, it was not his fault. Kartik, you're afraid of losing money, so that's why you never gamble. That's fair. Hello, Marilyn. It's been too long since your comment dropped, so I don't know what you were frowny facing, but I hope it has since been resolved. Hi, Nick. You just ate dinner? Good on ya. I'm going to go home and I'm going to go home and shop for dinner and then make some. Amy, damn it. You just had to spend a bunch of money on 350Z because someone stole all your wheels off your car and left your car on blocks? What? For reals? Also, why would they leave it on blocks? I mean, I feel like if I was going to steal a bunch of wheels, I would just hydraulic jack it up and take off one side at a time and then just let it fall. I mean, if you're already a thief, right? Like, why leave your blocks behind? But I'm so sorry, Amy. That's terrible. That's crazy. Justine, I need a new house. No, I love my house. Plus, I just remodeled a lot of it, which is why we discovered the electrical issue. It's the electrical issue that hit all the appliances. It was simple mistake that could have happened to anybody, and does happen to a lot of people actually, because a lot of people are now upgrading their electrical panels. It's like a thing now. Every time a house gets sold, they have to upgrade the electrical panel. Justin, why blame Lamont? We're not blaming Lamont. That was a joke, Justin. Nick. Rodney, you heard Jake is going? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's Jake? He'll come through. He's Ozzy. I agree, Justine. I mean, if there's one thing Ozzy wants more than anything in the world right now, it's to live, to get rid of Parkinson's. But if there's two things he wants, it's, a cure for Parkinson's and to be on stage again, singing his songs. Oh, thanks, Nick. What did I wear today? Oh, there's the rings today. Dan, and going through the Caldecott tunnel is never easy. Actually, since they put the fourth bore in, it's not that hard. No, Nick, I don't live in San Francisco. I live in the East Bay. Oh, thank you, Brad, for appreciating my lateness, but I don't appreciate it. So I need to be more efficient in answering these comments. Dan, I think you were the only one on Twitch today. I'm sorry, brother, but I appreciate you being there. Michelle, the back lounge is outstanding. 100%. Brad, what genre is Clawfinger? Clawfinger, the truth is a kick-ass jam. I don't know, honestly. I can't with the genres anymore. Like, it's just too much. There's too many out there. Everything is like, what it reminds me of is, have you seen those refrigerator magnets? And it's just a bunch of words, and you're supposed to take the words and make like different stories or lists or whatever it is that you want to do on your refrigerator with this whole like big chunk of magnetic words. That's how I feel about metal genres right now. Dan, since I won't do this tomorrow, because I won't, what are my Super Bowl plans? Nothing. I don't want to watch the game. I've got no desire. You know what I'll probably do during the Super Bowl is I'm going to try and catch Becoming Led Zeppelin on IMAX. Michelle, the demos are incredible. They really are. They are the metal power couple. I do love them. Because most of the metal couples that are like, people who are in two bands and that are together don't have kids, the vast majority of them. And the ones that do have kids have a hard time. And the ones that do have kids are usually in the same band together. So yeah, they're pretty awesome. Cardick, they were on that too. GNR, Metallica, F, Faith No More. Mike Patton's a strange man. Yes, he is. Yes, Michelle, the Merkins too. We talk about the Merkins. Justine, you love pears? I'm all right with pears. I don't like raw pears. I think pears need something like to be cooked in alcohol. I do love a pear liqueur though. Cardick agreed about peanut butter and apple as well as caramel. Thanks. Rodney, you had a peanut butter and cheese sandwich once. It wasn't terrible. I was raised on peanut butter and cheese sandwiches. We were not allowed jelly. We had almost no jelly in my entire childhood. And it was all peanut butter and cheese sandwiches. And when you didn't want a peanut butter and cheese sandwich, you would just take a slice of cheese and put peanut butter in it and then fold it over. And that was your peanut butter sandwich. And if you didn't want that, then you stuck a spoon in the peanut butter and you ate the spoon. And that was your peanut butter lollipop. That was my childhood. True story. Without a jack, you would put the blocks and let all the air out of the tires. Oh, Jake E. Lee at Black Sabbath. Oh, that Jake. Yeah. You can't just say Jake when you're talking about Jake E. Lee. Like, I'm not on a first name basis with the guy. I've only met him once. Yeah. I mean, Jake E. Lee's going to be there. It's going to be great. I hope he stays clean. I hope everyone stays clean for this concert to go off because it's going to be amazing. All right, Justine, what's the difference? I just said I live in the East Bay. The East Bay is outside of San Francisco. So San Francisco proper is separated by 2 bridges and a peninsula. And outside of San Francisco proper, you have the Golden Gate Bridge that takes you to the North Bay. You have the Bay Bridge that takes you to the East Bay. And you have the peninsula that takes you to the South Bay. And I live in the East Bay. Oh, yep. This is it, guys. Bye, Amy. Ooh, taxes. Oh, don't say the word out loud. I'm afraid of taxes. Dan, you're going to put peanut butter and cream cheese on your bagels. I don't want to know you. Not if those bagels touch. You could have a cream cheese bagel and a peanut butter bagel, but if you mix the streams, I don't want to know about that. That's too much. Brad, you had a PBJ burger that was decent and you paid for it. I've heard stories about the PBJ burger, but I have never had one, and I'm not super keen on changing that. Cross the streams, Dan. Google it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Take care, Nick. Thank you. Jake E. Lee has issues with Sharon. I think, Kartik, I think anyone who's worked for Ozzy probably has issues with Sharon because she is tough. And a lot of people feel like they should have gotten something more than they did. Google Bob Daisley. Jacob, Marta is a very nice woman. You never spoke with Phil. You do think he has piercing blue eyes. Okay. Yep, I'm definitely going now. All right, cool, Rodney. Yeah, say hi to Jake E. Lee for me. Take care, Marlon. Thanks, guys. I will see you Monday. So yeah. Go nobody in the Super Bowl this weekend. And and Monday. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. I gotta get back to work.